We are celebrating a year now for the Gtown heavy hitters, who are also fresh off of a Battle Bowl win. So how's this year been for you guys, and what are you going to bring to us tonight?
Strikes.
So lots of strikes. Okay, Matt, you gonna bring strikes too?
Try to.
All right, you guys.
Hold me up today.
I don't buy that. You guys strike a lot. Y'all bowled here plenty of times. You bowled these guys a year ago too. You were with your first title defenses against them, right? How did that go? And you gonna how's that gonna play into what y'all do to them today?
No, we swept them last time. That's the plan, to do it again.
So the plan is to sweep them again. Okay, so they're not gonna get a game.
That's always the plan.
Okay, cool. All right. So y'all gonna strike a lot and y'all gonna sweep them. All right, cool. Darnell. So you guys were here a year ago. Things obviously didn't plan out the way. Nobody ever wants to get swept. What's different for you guys this year versus last year?
We mentally prepared and ready.
You know? Okay, mental preparedness. All right, cool.
And it's got to be different. Like I said, they strike a lot. They got us good. Fourth game was a little bit tighter. We just got to get some carry, man. We'll be okay.
All right, so your key is getting some carry. How many games is it going to take you guys to knock them off?
If we knock them off, it's going to be 6.
It's going to be in 6. If you knock them off, it's going to be in 6, all right? Danny, so you guys both bowled today in the UBA event going on. Both had good sets. How's that going to translate to you guys bowling in this match?
Well, hopefully that's how we'll bowl tonight. And if we do like that, we're going to take the titles.
Okay, so you're going to take the titles. How many games is it going to be?
6.
All right, so you guys saying 6, they're saying 4. Hey, good luck to all 4 of you, and put on a good strike show for us. Thank you, guys. All right, we are here, Triad Lanes, Greensboro, North Carolina, for the Southeast WCS Uncapped Tag Team Championship match between the Gtown Heavy Hitters, who are the current champions, and Critical Role, who came up short last year and it was actually the first defense. Now, Critical Role used to be on Complete Anarchy last year, so maybe the change of jerseys, maybe the logos, maybe that'll help them out a little bit here. But like you heard from both guys, they had good sets today, and like Darnell said, they just need carry. So we'll see how it goes. Jack said they're gonna do it in 4. Darnell and Danny said 6. So we'll see where we're gonna get here. This man right here, this is Darnell Logan. He is the gentleman that looks like our very own Tynell Tate. So that's why we called him Tynell there. He just strong resemblance. I don't know if I've ever seen Tynell with a hat like that, but definitely a very good resemblance there. And this here is started with a strike for the Gtown Heavy Hitters. This is Jack Ness. And as we said in the intro, we acknowledge them for their Battle Bowl, winning the tour stop season, won the Wilder Cup back in August. So they get the year-long bragging rights of being the world champs. And they have also been the Uncapped Tag Team Champs now for a year, so we're looking for a lot of strikes here in this match. Stubborn 7-pin there for Jack. The only lefty you really seen in the UBA that throws it as hard and fast as Jack would be our new heavyweight champion, Senzo from Hitman. But Jack is a phenomenal lefty, power, doesn't make many mistakes. When he does make a mistake, Darnell and Danny are going to have to capitalize on it because he's not going to give you many of them. And same thing when you see Matt get in. Matt's a powerful righty that he doesn't make many mistakes either. So it's all going to be about jumping on the mistakes. But Darnell and Danny are both confident. And this strike here will give him the lead. Ooh, so the 8-pin kicked forward there, but still a strike. That's all that matters. So we'll get to see the tag strategies for both of these folks. So if you've not seen a WCS tag match before, there's going to be 4 tags each game. So whoever starts, which is Jack and Darnell, they're starting this game for their respective teams. They have to bowl the first 3 frames before they can tag out. So then that's when the strategy starts of, you know, what spare is left, who's got the feel, different things like that. So we're going to get to talk about that throughout this match. But they got to have 4 tags apiece. So whoever starts the match will end up having to throw the last ball at bare minimum. So like Jack said, they're striking. I don't think anybody in this match doesn't plan on striking a lot. Ooh, so 7-pin there for Jack. And so right here, you're going to see where one of the advantages of the lefty-righty is left-handers struggle the most on 7-pins. Right-handers usually struggle the most on the 10-pins. So having a partner that's the opposite hand allows for this to happen here, where Matt is confident in a 7-pin a lot more than Jack will be in this simple statistics and probability and all that good stuff, and knowing your partner. So where Matt came in, picked up that spare. And Matt will also have to throw the first ball the next frame. Ooh, 7-pin leave right there for Darnell. And there we go. So Danny's a righty, so they don't have the same advantage for those kind of spare shots. But they're both righties, so shooting a 7 should be no problem for them. The only person at a single pin conversion is somebody like me that's not very good. There's Danny. All right, Danny buried him all. So early 279 is the max for critical roll. 259 is the max for Gtown here in game 1. Both teams have tagged once already. And so this is our first time to see Matt here on a first ball shot. Ooh, and he leaves the 10-pin. So immediately Jack gets up. Jack's gonna come in and shoot that 10-pin. Matt seemed to have a little bit of a slide issue there. A little bit of an approach acting up on him. We'll see if that plays out to be something more than something he just stepped in or anything like that. He is wiping the shoe off now, so he should be good to go next time he's up on 36. And a spare for Jack Ness. So that has knocked Gtown's max down to 248. 248 is their max. 279 is still the max for critical roll. Ooh, a stubborn 8-pin for Jack. That's not very characteristic of him at all. So the one good thing that Gtown can look at in this one is they're just leaving single pins right now. They're not leaving any washouts, nothing crazy. Everything they're leaving is easy spares. That's an easy one there for Jack. No problem on that 8-pin. So Gtown has 2 tags out the way now. So Matt still has to get back in one more time before Jack finishes. And Danny's gonna throw his first shot here on 36. Looks good. Started to look like it might go a little high, but it held right there. So there's another tag from them. So Darnell's gonna come in working on a double. Darnell thought that was a really great shot, was ready to run that out, but left the 10-pin. I did not see if it was flat or ringing, but hopefully Darnell did so he can make the proper adjustments. You know, so many people, especially open bowlers, in your lower average league bowlers, they don't always watch the ball leave the lane. Once it hits pins, they kind of look away, don't pay attention. But where the ball goes off the deck will really help you out with your adjustments on that laning in. So I missed how the 10-pin was left, but hopefully he caught on to it so he can make the right adjustments. All right, so Matt's going to come up here and in the 8th, and he's going to get a shot here on 36 again. So let's look and make sure that his approach is where it needs to be. I didn't notice any issues with him in practice on this lane. Yeah, he didn't look down at his feet there. That was good. That was great. Great shot by Matt Martin there. So, yeah, it was definitely a foot issue last time. He did not have it right there. So Matt's on it now. So we're gonna keep seeing some strikes from these folks. Ooh, it came back. Very nice. You could tell Matt wasn't a fan of that shot, but it came back and struck. And that's honestly all that's going to matter in those situations. Danny's got his final tag in. Very nice. So the thing here now for them is all Darnell has to do is throw the last ball. So it can be the 3rd ball in the 10th. He just has to finish the match. He just has to finish the game, excuse me. And if they can punch out, they'll shoot 258 this game versus a 237 max. 237 max for Gtown. So they're gonna go ahead and get that tag out the way, because even if Danny feels really good about shooting at that 2-pin, if he were to miss it, they would lose the game. It would be a forfeit. So they're very cognizant about when their tags are in. And so Darnell's just got to throw this last ball here, and they're good. But if Danny would have shot that and missed, they would have been on forfeit, regardless if their score would have been higher. That's not how it works here in these WCS tag team matches. So they're sitting on 228 plus this next ball. So if he can strike here, he'll close them out. He did not close them out. So Jack is in. Jack strikes out. It'll be for a 237. And we will have a 9th and 10th frame roll off. And we will cover those rules if we get there. But they got to get through this first. Oh, that looks great from Jack right there. Oh, 8-pin again. I think he felt like that was pretty good too, but it's got too much motion on that ball, I believe, and that's what left the 8 there. What we've noticed on these pairs before is the pins fly out the back quite often. They fly from side to side a lot here. So a lot of times you'll get carry on shots that aren't as good. And right there, Jack just didn't get that carry, that ball movement that he would have loved to have had. So the game 1 is going to go to critical roll. 237 to 206. So we are, so we're going to put the owner of NWO here with me for a second. This is Randy McWilliams. So Randy, I know you've known a lot of these guys for a while, had histories with them, and for different reasons over the years. How do you think this is going to go? Are you surprised Critical Role pulled a game out of here after getting swept last year, or what you thinking?
Nah, man. I tell you what, this is Triad. I think you know. It favors the down-end players, but I think Jack and them will come back and they'll get it here in a little bit. But just it's going to go It's going to go about 6 games.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know if you were here for the intro, but Jack and Matt were mostly Jack was the vocal one that they're going to win it in 4, and so obviously they're not going to do there. Danny and Darnell said 6, so
I think 6. I really think 6. But Jack is going to be the key person on this one, I think.
Okay.
Left side's always good here.
Yeah, left side is always good here. We saw that with Senzo earlier in his match, and we expect the same thing from Jack here during this match.
Yeah, good thing is Matt can really get really far left and wheel it, and then I think it'll play to his advantage here soon. But when they start getting left, I think the critical role is going to have a little bit of struggle, but when it comes to bending the ball, those guys are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I always, when I describe Matt and Jack, I'm like, you know, that's the best lefty-righty combination that I've seen in Uncapped tag in my time in the series. So the ability to be able to tag each other in and out for corner pins and stuff, we saw that in game 1 already. That helps a lot. You've bowled tag team matches before, but you and your partner were both righties, right?
No. We're lefty and righty. I consider us the best, but we didn't make it that far. It's all cool. But no, Jack and Matt are pretty good.
Yeah, Jack and Matt are really good. You guys are a good team as well. You're supposed to say you're the best, so definitely not going to disrespect you for saying that as well, because they are. You guys were pretty solid in the series as well. And you know as well as I do all the UBA events we've had in this building, other tournaments that we've participated in here. Lefty it's good. It's good to have a lefty at Triad Lanes for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a few pairs that's not lefty friendly, but majority are lefty friendly here.
Okay, so we've got both guys have started off with doubles here. Both Danny and Matt have to bowl at least the first 3 frames. Then they'll be able to come out and whenever they feel like they have to. They pretty much got to bowl the front 7 is kind of the furthest they can really go. But we'll see how the strategies play out once one of them miss, if one of them miss. Well, that looked a little high there, but it struck. That's all that matters. We got a turkey for Gtown. Yes, we do.
Once he gets that free wheel to the right, man, he'll beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, because neither Danny or Darnell play anywhere near that line, so.
Absolutely.
Well,
He's in the right ball too.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know that kind of stuff. You drill balls and stuff for people too, so that's pretty good.
He's got a really good look right now.
Yeah, one of the things I talked about in game one early was Matt and Jack don't make a lot of mistakes. So it's going to be critical, so to speak, for Critical Role to jump on any mistake they make because they're not going to get a lot of opportunities at it.
Right, exactly. You have to capitalize on these guys. These guys do not mess around. So when they make a mistake, you got to jump on it.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you stopping by and helping me out, Randy.
I see, brother.
Yeah, man. All right, you got Critical Role here now. Got front three. Can we make it 4 in a row here? Danny's shots have checked up a little bit. Ooh, that is a 5. Half. So the minute I move and don't get to see the entry angle there. Obviously came in high. His shots were checking up a little bit, but it looked like from where I was, Danny threw it out further right than he has the whole time too. So I don't know what he was trying to do there, but we will see. And got 3, getting the wood there, very important. And let's say the bowlers out there, whether you're bowling team events, singles events, anything like that, always make sure you get your wood, get your count. It'd be nice to get to pick them splits like that up. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you on that, but the main thing is get the 3, and he did that, and so that's exactly what you should do in those situations. But here's Darnell's first shot of game 2. That looked good. Yeah. All right, so Gtown is going to stick with Matt here and going into the 5th frame. I won't be surprised if Matt stays until he misses or they get to where they have to tag with the frames. Because Matt is wheeling that lane really nice. And that's 5 in a row there. There's Matt wheeling it again. 7 pins, gonna be stingy. Stay up for him there. Pretty good shot. Matt being the righty, he'll definitely shoot this one. And we'll probably see Jack in the 7th frame for Gtown. And see where part of the strategy will come in for a Critical Role here is, and just like I was about to say, Darnell's going to come in. Danny left that Greek church, so Darnell's going to come in on the right lane here and give Danny a little bit more time to think about it. And, you know, because you don't want to follow that up because they're striking a lot except that one frame this game. So now, yeah, Darnell's going to stay in for a little bit. So Danny will probably come in the 8th, which is back on that right lane. So we'll see what they how their strategy plays out for him here. But this is DL the man. Looks good. So just had a fan show up. That was pretty cool. All right, here's Jack. Completely buried that. And Matt's up. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly tag back in here. Gtown is on they strike out for 279 and 261. 261 is the max for Critical Role. Matt left the 7-pin on this lane last time. Let's see what he does here. That looks good. Ooh, came up a little high. You can tell by the way that 4-pin fell out. Tell by the way the 4-pin fell out there. Just kind of that slow fallback. And that's something that, you know, guys at this level, they pay attention to for their adjustments, like we talked about with the ball going off the back of the lane. Same thing, but with that pin action. You know, where your head pin's going. And, ooh, Darnell almost left the 7. He got it, so it's good to go there. All right, so Danny back in here. So last ball we saw from Danny was the Greek Church. So they're good. They're in a spot to where they're gonna have to do their tags quick the rest of the way. 10 pins stayed up for them. So Danny really needs to run this down. They're still trailing in this game. They are up 1-0 in the match. But a spare here will make sure that Gtown still shows up and does does their part. Oh, Danny threw it where it doesn't come back from. So now 228 is Critical Role's max here in game 2. That's just a strike from Jack there. So they're still on that 279 pace. All they really have to do is make sure that they follow the tag rules here. Matt's going to have to throw the last shot. And they will get they will win game 2. So also one thing we didn't talk about in the open is the total pinfall in each game does not matter. It's games, wins, and losses. The first one to 4, being that it's the best of 7. First one to 4 will win. Total pinfall here, he could shoot 279, 230. It doesn't really matter. They just have to have a higher pinfall each game over the other team, and they will be fine and win. So Gtown has clinched this game already. So we're going to be 1-1 headed into game 3. As long as Matt throws the last ball here for Gtown. So Matt's already up, as you can see. And Jack is going to let Matt shoot at a 9-pin. So they have followed the rules completely and don't have to worry about a forfeit. Ooh. So, can't really tell if Matt was throwing at a strike ball, or I don't think he was actually trying to pick that spare up, because I think he would have shot straighter at it. But it's irrelevant. Spare there means absolutely nothing. So, critical role is basically going to give this game up. Darnell struck every time he was on the lane. Danny opened both times. So the main thing here for them is they lost the game. Let's let Danny get the practice. And that's the strategy. That's where strategy comes in these tag matches. See, so decisions like that are key in these tag matches, to where so yeah, Danny got some extra reps, and Darnell's gonna come in, get him one more here, because Darnell will start the next game. So make sure he's not sitting too long, and good to go. So we're officially tied at 1. And Jack is going to lead off game 3 for us. Strike. Ooh. Jack blew that rack out. So remember, Jack said they would strike a lot, and they have not disappointed on the strikes. Looks good. Ooh, flat 10. Wow. Darnell threw 8 balls that last game, struck on all of them. And first shot this game, he leaves the 10 twice in the same frame. Darnell has to have a short memory here. He's back up quick. Little head shaking still there. I think he's frustrated himself for leaving the 10 twice. You know, not something you ever want to do. But hey, they still go shoot for 279. It's only in first frame's only completed so far. But Gtown at any time can throw 12 with anybody. So we'll see how this plays out here. That's a strike from Jack. All right, so Matt started us off with Gtown off of the funeral last time. Let's see if Jack can start Gtown off with a turkey. That looks good. Oh, no. So that looked, it looked good at first. My angle was playing tricks on me because he crossed over there and left the 4-pin. So just like that, both teams are maxed at 279. Another spare for Gtown. A 4-5 leave. Okay. That's an interesting leave. Don't see that too much with bowlers of this caliber, but he was really quick with that one. Spared it easy. Very nice spare there from Darnell Logan. Darnell's still in. Oh, that was really like 2-4-5. So I think that right there was them trying to ride the momentum of that 4-5 split conversion by Darnell. And that might be one in hindsight. They wish they would have go ahead and got a tag in there. But he got the spare, so. If you're just joining us, we are in Game 3 of a best-of-7 series. Critical Role won Game 1. They are the challengers in this match. The champions, Gtown, won Game 2. Here's Jack Ness again on the right lane. That was not the prettiest strike we're going to see from Gtown today. But if you look up on the scoreboard, it's a black X up there, and that's all that matters. Okay. So you got Jack talking some noise, talking some trash. So got a slap on the wrist from his daughter, I believe, there for one of the words he used. There you go. So Danny had a great shot there. The team owner, Sam Benefield, just told Danny to show Darnell how it's done. So this Critical Role group is a very fun group. They get along very well. They are currently in control of their district as well, and they would love to bring these uncapped tag belts home with them to Georgia. All right. So got a little love there for sure on the 10-pin. All right, so Jack's back in now too. Jack's the only one on the left side, so it's going to be Jack's side to screw up and to lose. But he's hitting some pretty good shots so far. Ooh, so that stubborn 8-pin that reared its head a couple times in Game 1 for Jack is shown back up here to keep them from getting a turkey there. So Matt's going to be in and going to go ahead and spare this 8-pin up for Gtown. So Gtown's keeping this match clean. See if Matt continues to wheel the lane here. Can he wrap that 10-pin? So if Matt keeps wrapping 10 pins, that's gonna help them with their strategy because Jack will just keep coming in and shooting the 10 pins. But again, that's the best part about having the opposite hand bowler as your partner. What you can do here, just like they're doing, Jack comes in, spares it up. So currently, Critical Role is on 246 max. They can punch for 246. 247 is the max for Gtown. But we can't worry about maxes until Danny throws this one. There we go. So there's 3 in a row. First turkey of the game. All right, Danny looking for a ham bone here. Ooh, he got lucky there. That ball moved inside on him pretty quick, and kind of lucky that didn't leave him a split. So all he's got to do now is shoot at this 4-7 though. But there's going to be back to waiting on Gtown to make a mistake, or Gtown will do what they need to do here in game 3 to take a 2-1 lead. But Danny got the spare. So Jack is moving pretty well after letting the ball go. He's not. His strikes aren't as flush as they were early on, but he's still striking, and most of us would love to be able to throw strikes that just look like that. So no harm, no foul there for sure. Now that was a quality strike there from Matt Martin. Completely crushed the pocket there. Left no doubt on a 10-pin or anything like he did previously on that lane. Oh. So Darna out of trouble there, left the 6-pin. He's going to need a different ball, by the looks of it. He just kind of came over and talked to Danny for a second. So Danny's in, going to finish this game up for him. I mean, Darnell does still have to throw the last shot. But sadly, they're looking at a 213 max this game. If Darnell punches here. But barring a washout of some kind, a Greek church, anything crazy like that, critical role will be down 2-1. Because Gtown sitting on 187. The next ball, basically gonna count 3 times. So as long as Matt keeps it on the lane, Gtown will take the 2-1 lead. Seemed a little concerned with his footing again there. Not as bad as it was in game 1. But Matt's going to try a different ball here and make sure you use this free shot here, so to speak, to make sure he's where he wants to be headed into game 4. Because Matt will be the one starting game 4 for Gtown. Crushed the mess out of that one. That was by far the worst shot we've seen from Jack. It was in garbage time, so to speak, so it was completely irrelevant on what was going on. But that shot did not look good. So, but Matt will be the one starting for Gtown when they take the lanes here after critical roles, Danny Delkowski here. Ooh, flat 10. right, ham bone. Big ham bone there for Gtown. Who again is worth mentioning, Gtown heavy hitters out of North Carolina. Southeast Conference were able to win the Wilder Cup back in August. So they are our world champs. And they have been the Uncapped tag team champs in the Southeast for a year now. And Danny and Darnell are going to do everything they can to try to end that streak. Looks good. There we go. So through 4, 290 max for critical roll, 300 is still in play for Gtown. See, getting a little bit of energy there out of Danny now. So right now, the way it's playing out, pressure right now, back on Matt. He can make this 5 in a row. I want to see Matt like run one out one good time. Those big guys, we're always hesitant to do that kind of thing. But I want to see Matt like exude some of that energy here, because I know he gets fired up, pumped up. Jack's the more energy of the two, but both these guys they strike a lot, and they love bowling in this environment, in these situations, and anytime they're bowling for money, they're always going to feel good about it. All right. 6 in a row. 6 in a row. All right, we're halfway to a 300. All right, so Danny's staying in, Matt stayed in, so let's see if Danny can go 5 in a row here. Looks good. Oh, 7 almost stayed, but it fell out. So we are still on that 290 pace for critical roll and 300 pace for Gtown. That's for 6 in a row.
Where's the showdown? Because that's free butt stuff.
So this team gets a little excited when they get 6 in a row. If the mics did not pick that up, you might be lucky, however you want to look at it. But it is entertaining for sure. So Danny bowled the first 7. Matt throwing this one is going to be the first 7 for them. All right. Oh, there we go. See Matt showing that emotion there. I love it. All right, so now they're kind of in the spot where they got to start getting their tags in now. Jack Ness in, first time for game 4. Oh, so Jack wanted to join the strikes on the right lane there, on the right side of the head pin. Crossed over pretty nicely on that one. All right, so Darnell is in now. Oh, okay. Okay, so so here we go. So 290 base is still in play for Critical Role. But more importantly, Gtown has the front 8 and still got 300 alive. That looks good. Oh, man. All right, so Jack came in for 1 frame, similar to what Darnell did. So Matt's back on it. Matt and Danny obviously feeling it this match, in this game rather. Oh, a 7-pin, wow. Was not expecting a 7-pin leave, but being the right-handed bowler that he is, Matt will attempt the spare here. And now, game 4. 9 frames in, Critical Role has the lead. So Matt's gonna come out here for Jack. Jack's gonna come in. He's got to at least throw this shot. Matt's gonna have to finish the match, similar to Danny. Here goes Jack on the left lane, which he blew it out last time by crossing over. There you go. So we're getting the energy here for sure from these Gtown heavy hitters. And so Matt's gonna come back in. Matt's still been feeling it and gonna come back in and throw these 3 balls here in the 10th. They're looking to strike out for a 279. All right, so Matt's gonna throw 1 more here. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would bet that Matt is going to strike here, and they're going to finish with the 279 and put all the pressure on Critical Role to close out the 10th frame. See, that's why I'm glad I'm not a betting man. 10-pin leave from Matt. So 278 might not be enough to win this game, but Darnell's got to come in. Got to at least throw this first shot before Danny can come back in. All right, got that. So Darnell is fired up. He's talking trash to Jack. They're going back and forth. It's a lot of fun. Can't figure out why Darnell is not looking at Jack when he talks trash to him and is looking to the exit door. But maybe he's trying to tell Jack it's time for him to leave. Maybe, I don't really know. So I don't know if you caught Jack when he came by there. He's trying to make sure that the mics could pick up the fight in Darnell Logan there. Jack said game on though. So we're gonna go to Elite 6. We're tied at 290, 278. Jack promised the strikes. Matt promised the strikes. They're striking. But 278 was not enough that game. We're tied at 2. Love the gamesmanship going on between these two teams. This is what makes the UBA so special. First ball here for Jack. Oh, another ugly strike from Jack. Yeah, he didn't cross over on that one, but they fell. He's not gonna talk too much trash on that one. But these guys are gonna be, these guys are gonna continue to go at it, I'm sure. This is two teams that are soaking up. So yeah, these guys are have that energy that's special to the UBA. You're not going to find that energy anywhere else. They got the energy on the lanes, off the lanes. A double. Ooh, a 7-pin leave. So the good part is both Darnell and Danny are right-handed, so a 7-pin should not be that hard. But it has to be Darnell shooting this one because they are in the first 3 frames of the game. In case you are just joining us, we are in game 5 in a best-of-7 series between Critical Role and the Gtown Heavy Hitters. Gtown Heavy Hitters are the defending champs. But we're tied at 2. Critical Role won game 1. Then Gtown took out game 2 and game 3. Critical Role shot 290 in game 4. And we're able to tie it at 2 games apiece. So for all intents and purposes, you could say that we are in a best-of-3 now. Okay, so Jack knew that was good. He knew that wasn't going to crumble any kind of which way. So the confidence strut from a team that deserves to be as confident as they want to be. Wilder Cup champions this year. They've had the Uncapped Tag Team Championships for a year. And Darnell's still feeling it. Critical Role is trailing, though, through 3 frames. 300 max again for Gtown. 280 is the new max for Critical Role. Ah, 10-pin leave. I kind of wonder what Darnell was going to do there. What kind of celebration he was going to have in store for us on the strike there, but we will have to wait because it is not happening there. He's got to spare this 10-pin up, and they'll be on a Dutch 200 pace, but a 260 max. So they're still in a good spot here for. They just got to wait, like we talked about in the open. Gtown doesn't leave a lot of opportunities for their opponents. Woo. Woo. So Jack's been a little quieter this game than he was the last one. I don't want to believe that Darnell was successful in shutting Jack up. But I think it's going to stew as we get through game 5. See which way it goes here. But Matt was the one that started us on the 300 pace last game, and they fell short. But this is Jack now. This game, front 4. Is he gonna make it 5? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Great shot from Jack. So Jack's got the front 5. Jack will probably stay in probably for the next 2 like they did with the last match. The last game. Darnell has went strike spare. So Danny's gonna come in here for the 5th frame and see what they can do here in game 5. That's a strike for Danny. So critical roll here in game 5 has striked on the right lane, 9 spared on the left lane. All right, it's gonna be key here to see if Danny can do what Darnell has been unable to do this game. And that strike on this left lane. Looks good. 10 pin stuck on the ground for Danny too. So critical roll spares this up here. They will still be on that Dutch 200 pace, but a 200 will not win a game against Gtown, and Danny just unfortunately took the Dutch 200 out of play. I think I was kind of looking forward to see a 300 and a Dutch 200 in the same game, but we will not see the Dutch 200. We'll see if Jack can go 6. There you go, Jack goes 6. So he told Matt, I think, to go sit down. Yeah, Jack. So Matt felt like he was gonna go in after 6. Jack said no. So Matt scurried back to his seat. It's great about seeing these tag teams that play so well off each other. Have the tough conversation with each other, have the light, easy conversation with each other. There he goes. So Jack telling Darnell in critical roll that, yeah, you got lucky game 4, but don't lose game 5 by 100. Y'all better get it together. So Darnell strikes here because they are striking on the right lane. They just are lost on the left lane at the moment, not getting the carry. 10 pin being a little stubborn. Danny going up to tell Darnell a couple things. Danny's probably telling them, like, hey, let's make sure we're lined up for game 6 because it's going to take an act of Congress for us to win game 5. But Darnell buried that one. But it's going to be too little too late, barring a vehicle driving through the building or a tornado or anything crazy like that happening here. This game is going to Gtown. It's just going to be a matter of they're going to shoot 300 in the process. Front 8. Front 8 for Gtown. Jack is right back up. Jack is fired up. Like, this dude can be the nicest, like, teddy bear kind of guy, and he could also be what you're seeing here, where he's fired up and he's getting some strikes. And that's another one right there. No, it is not. I spoke too early on that one. Left the 7 pin. Matt's gonna come in and spare it up. So these guys are gonna be on a 279 pace here. Assuming Matt picks this up, which he does. The max score for Critical Role is 228, so this game is over. They're going to be down 3-2. They just got to make sure that they're ready for Game 6. Nine-pin lead there for Danny. Doesn't really matter here in this game. This game is over. It's going to be 3-2 Gtown. So the real question now is Jack was wrong with his prediction on sweeping Critical Role in 4. And Danny is obviously going to be wrong with them beating Gtown in 6. But is Gtown going to beat Critical Role in 6? Maybe they each got half the prediction right. Just not the parts they were preferring, so to speak. So yeah, Danny's got to still finish the 10th frame before we can move on to the finish the 10th frame before we can move on to the 6th game. And he did ball change there, which knowing Danny could have been one of two things: either trying to play some kind of defense on Matt's line, or trying to find the right look for Game 6 for him, because Danny will be starting Game 6 for Critical Role. So Danny about picked that up in a way I had not seen it picked up before. So Matt's gonna come in here, chuck a couple balls down the lane for us. Probably would like to get a 279 here. He completely buried that one. So it's amazing. Last game, Gtown shot 278 and lost. Game 5 is a completely different story. They got at least 259 plus the next 2 balls. But Critical Role was only able to get to 183 that game. So game count is going to be 3-2 Gtown. Nice little 4-pin kicking forward there for Matt, and then to make sure that they do not get in trouble for not following the tag rules, Jack will come in. Ooh. So that didn't look, so it's crazy how Jack's last shot on some of these games have just not looked good, but they're also in shots that just honestly do not matter, because Jack is striking when he needs to. He's striking when it counts. The garbage time frames, so to speak, are not matter, or do not matter in the WCS tag team series. It's all about wins and losses of the games. Total pinfall does not matter. Because if you look at it on the screen, you see 1282 versus 1141, but that doesn't matter. It's 3-2 Gtown. And Danny's gonna need to make sure he gets striking here early. Okay, all right, Danny got the first one. All right, so Matt's in. Obviously, Matt's gonna throw the first 3, just like Danny has to throw the first 3. If you were just joining us, we are in Game 6 of this Best of 7 series. Critical Role was the challengers. They won Game 1 and they won Game 4. Games 2, 3, and 5 have all went to Gtown. Matt was not trying to show us his dance moves. He was laughing at the dance moves of one Will Jeter on the pair beside us. Matt gonna double up here? Yes, he does. The ankle, I was just standing down that one. That one was beautiful going through the pocket there. That might have been the best ball that Matt's thrown all day. And it's not saying his other ones ain't great, because he's been throwing some hella good strikes. But that one, that was phenomenal right there. All right. So Danny's got the red ball right there on the right lane. 10-pin lead. So it looked like Danny just made the ball change for the left lane. And went back to what he was striking with on the right lane early last game. But left the 10-pin. So it's early, but Game 6, Gtown's to lose. Gtown is in control. So that's a key spare from Danny there, because that leaves them where they can still shoot 280. Very important. We've seen Gtown has struck a ton, but they have not been able to throw all 12 with their 278s, 279s they've been throwing. So 280, it could be enough to do it, but that's going to require the next 10 from Critical Role. But we'll see how it's gonna play out here. All right, strike from Danny there on the left lane. So strike, spare, strike for Danny. We'll see when Darnell comes back in. So, see if Matt can get this 300 pace back on here for Gtown. So he almost left the 710 there. You could tell Matt's body language there was not very good. He knew he threw a bad shot, but he got to the pocket. He still struck. It looked like he was going to leave a 710 maybe there for a minute, but hey, they fell. I mean, Matt can't apologize for being good. Hambone. Oh, thought that pin was gonna roll there and get it. Matt turned to Jack and said, "It's yours." Matt just wants no part of a 10-pin. Jack's gonna come in and do what lefties do and bury this 10-pin. I'm here for sure. So that's gonna put the maxes, assuming Jack spares here, it's gonna put it 280, 279. So it's back to Critical Roles to lose. This game will probably go back and forth a couple times. All right, Danny is gonna stay in here. Danny left a 10-pin here on the right lane his last time out. 10 pin on getting for Danny right there on that lane. Flat 10. So it looks like they're back on that Dutch pace again that they dropped after like the 6th frame last time. All right, Danny got the spare. So 260 is the max, new max for Critical Role. 279 is the max for Gtown. If you watched some of our matches before, I'm a huge fan of Game 7s. But Critical Role can't afford to not strike. And now Darnell leaves the 10 booth. So he cleaned up the spare. So Jack Ness is back up. Gtown is back in control of this game. They're already up 3-2 in the match. Game 6. There's a 5th frame for Jack. He got that a little further out than he wanted to, but he got it back and he struck. All right, Darnell buried that one. Let's see if Darnell can get this 10 pin out here. And he did, so it's a big double for Critical Role, putting all the pressure on Gtown. Matt's gonna come in. Ooh. So it looked like Matt kind of threw it out the window a little bit, but it came back. Looked like he was going to get enough pin action over there to carry it, but they all either went in front, behind, beside, did not get it. So Jack come in and go clean up Matt's 10 pin here. So 258 is the max for Jack and Matt. 249 is the max for Critical Role. So Gtown still in control here. So Critical Role's got to keep striking. Buried that one. All right. So Danny's got to come in here. He needs a strike. Because Gtown's in control here. They punch for a 258. 249 is the max for Critical Role. So this strike right here is going to be huge. And he got it. All right. So it's back to Jack now. Jack can't afford to miss. Goodness. Woo. The pause of the crowd in attendance, expecting that 9-pin to stay there, but it fell. Wow. It was great. Another great shot from Jack there, and just felt like he was ready to explode if he left the 9. But he didn't leave the 9, so no explosion really that way. Here's Matt, first ball in the 10th. Oh, that's the strike. So they got the chance. They strike here. They will close out. Or they will be able to close out Critical Role and retain the Uncapped tag team titles in 6. So, with that, Gtown has won 4-2. As long as Matt throws this last ball, that's the only thing that could keep Gtown from winning here. Oh, hey, Gtown's lucky that was in the fill ball in the 10th and not a little bit sooner. Because Darnell's going to come in and throw these balls, but the max they can do is 249. Great effort by these guys from Critical Role. Last year, it was the first title defense for Gtown was against these guys when they were in Complete Anarchy, and they swept them. And this year, they did a whole lot better. Went to game 6. Yeah, we went to 6 for sure. So we're gonna, we got a cap match behind us, but it's gonna be okay. Talk to these guys real quick. So you predicted 4. They predicted 6.
Well, they were right.
So they were right about the 6. Just the winning team was incorrect. But you won the 4, just not the first 4. So that's pretty good. So what was different this time? Why did it go 6 this time? What was different on what they brought to the table this time?
They struck a lot more this match. No, they bowled very well. Compared to the last time we bowled them, they struck a ton.
Yeah, I know they said that they felt they were more mentally prepared for it. They didn't let it overwhelm them. You guys had some nice little trash talking going on there too. That's always good to see. So next, you guys are going to have the winner of the Hitman NWO. What's the preference? Who do you want to bowl?
Well, we've already beat Hitman once too, so an NWO guys we hadn't bowled yet. So
Okay.
it like Matt said, it don't matter.
As you can see, Jack's trusting me to throw the 2 to win the game. After he just threw 2 strikes to get us in this game.
Yeah. So I enjoyed. You got up after Jack had the front 6, thinking you were going to go in, and Jack was just kind of like, go sit down. And so you're just like, okay, I'm going to go back and sit down. So it's great to see the camaraderie you guys have. Great to see the match. You guys said you're going to strike a lot. Everybody struck a lot. Great job, guys. And we look forward to seeing y'all next month.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, so we are done here. Game 6 went to Gtown, and Gtown is still your uncapped tag team champions.